Hello friends, how are you all? If you remember, a few days back I had received a message on my WhatsApp from a friend who wanted me to tell him about how to make curd using ancient Oriental Indian technique, which has also been mentioned in the Ayurveda, and I had made a small video on it which I had posted earlier on. Because this is also involving curd, so that is the reason why I am giving you a hint that please go back, scroll down and see how I made that curd, because the same curd is being made here also. That is the reason. Now, this week again, I got a message from a friend of mine who told me, sir, I have a very embarrassing problem, and the problem is gases, noises, and when I'm sitting in public or in social circle, and when the escaping gases, whether from the mouth or from the anus or the stomach, the noises from the stomach, it becomes very embarrassing socially. And yes, agreed. Now there is another friend of mine who in a jest to hide the embarrassment always says one thing, that these noises, these body noises assure you, and you certainly come to know that you are alive, you are living, and your body is healthy, it is kicking. So that is on the jest part. Now how much that is true, we just discuss that. Now what happens is, right from the mouth, the throat, and then the esophagus coming down near the stomach, duodenum, and then small intestine, and then the large intestine going around. It is something like a tube that runs from your mouth till the anus. It is one huge tube. Now this tube is full of alkaline solutions, it is full of acids, depending upon the position, various positions. Stomach has acids, and duodenum near the liver will have alkaline, and so on. Now when you eat food, if there is a particular food that produces gases, so if the gas is produced in stomach, it comes out through the mouth. If it is produced in the duodenum, it becomes trapped. It can, depending on the position of the body, it can come out through the stomach, it can go down to the stomach because duodenum is here and stomach is here. It can go down and then it can come out from the mouth also. Otherwise, it will have to come down from the rear. Food, when it is there in intestines, that is small and the large intestine, then suppose the food is not digested, it rots. Then what happens? Sulfur monoxide, sulfur dioxide smell. The same is the case here also. So the gases coming from the rear are basically of the food rotting, basically, and one in the stomach and the duodenum. From there, it is basically the food that is reacting with the acids and juices, alkalines, and gases being produced. It comes through the mouth. Now, from the mouth, when it escapes, because the valves, it has to go through the valves which are positioned rear, so it has to go the opposite way. So when it goes the opposite way, you get those rumbling noises in the stomach. When it goes through the acids and the alkaline, you get those bubbly sort of a sound. And when it goes through the mouth, so in the throat you have the larynx, so it ultimately sets off the vocal cords also, and you get that burp. And as far as the rear is concerned, that is something like, because the gases are being pushed with a lot of pressure, because the digested food and the undigested food is being pushed through the large intestine, small intestine, large intestine, and then onwards. So the gas is trapped. Gases are basically shot out of the body just like a bullet out of a barrel of a gun, or a bomb out of a barrel of a cannon. You get those, exactly is the situation. Now, why I am telling you all this is so that you understand the relevance of this. What happens in the Ayurveda, and let us come to our topic. In the Ayurveda, very clearly a small formula has been mentioned, that to quieten these gases, that is quieten these noises 1, 2 and 3. To quieten them, 4 things have been mentioned, and the formula is AC3, means 1A and C3. The 1A is asafoetida, that is hing, and the 3 C's are cumin, coriander and carom. Now all these 4 spices, they quieten your stomach. They help with the digestion of the food. They will not allow the food to rot in your intestines. They will push the food further down. They will increase the rate of metabolism. Thereby, they will also ensure that no gases are produced, no food rots inside the body, and digestion takes place adequately. So that is the role of the spices. Now, if you're taking too much of spices, it is going to give you the reverse effect. The body is going to be, there will be more gases, there will be more acid, there will be more gases, and net result more, gases from the mouth, gases from the rear, discomfort in the stomach, and so on. And the stomach rumbles, of course. So these spices must be kept to the bare minimum. It should be not medium, less than medium and little, somewhere in between that, so that they don't interfere with the digestion of the body. That is as far as the spices is concerned. Now coming to the question, what are we making today? Now, when my friend said, okay, he wants to quieten all these, so naturally one recipe came to my mind which is very, very effective. It's an oriental recipe, basically comes from Uttar Pradesh, basically comes from Lucknow and Kanpur, where the Nawabs used to have it. This recipe has been named by the name of Sannata. Now friends, Sannata is same, the relevance is same, the idea is same. Sannata is exactly like the lonely, dark, desolate, lonely road, clouds coming in front of the moon, full moon, clouds covering that, bats flying, crows flying, and the deafening silence. The mansion at the other end, the huge black mansion, the dark mansion, or the castle or the fort, and the road or the path going through a forest, a graveyard, the deafening silence, the eerie silence, the frightening silence. So this recipe is supposed to produce the same silence in our body. It is supposed to silence the rumbling in our stomach. It is supposed to silence the gases that are going to be it will silence the gases so that the gases do not come out. Because when the rumbling stops, the gases will stop, and there will be no burps, and there will be no gases from the rear. That exactly is the idea of this particular recipe. And this recipe, my dear friends, is called Sannata Dahi. As I said, it is from the Nawabs. It was basically favored by Nawabs because of their eating habits, of course, used to have these digestive problems. So it is one of their recipes, which finds its, as I said, it finds its mention in the ancient books of India. Now, what do we do for this recipe? What all are the ingredients? Let me tell you that. First is curd. And as I said, please go back to my earlier video and see how I have done chili. So this is about 1 teaspoon. So you can go for about half teaspoon. Red pepper again has a relation with this. How I made this, these two have a relation with that. So red pepper or red chili, and this is also about half teaspoon. Cumin, as I said, is 1 teaspoon roasted cumin, 1 teaspoon asafoetida, hing, and 1 teaspoon is rock salt. Rock salt itself is a digestion enhancer, metabolism. It is a metabolism catalyst. So I am using the 3 of these, and green chilies and red chili, which of course was in relation with this, but for this you have to go back to my earlier video and see that as to how I have made this healthy curd. Okay, Now what we do is, now this curd is 1 cup and this is 1 cup of water. 1 cup of curd and 1 cup of water. So all we have to do is, now it's very simple. It's just a simple exercise of mixing. So what we do is we take 1 cup of curd and we take 1 cup of water. Simply add the two and drop in all the ingredients. So this is red chili powder or paprika. So simple. Add the green chilies. Add the cumin. Add the salt. And now we'll add the, so this is about one teaspoon. So add hing or SF42. Okay, so all this done, and all we have to do now is simply mix the three in a consistency that is going to be very thin. That is the secret about this recipe. Mixed, don't blend it in a blender, food blender, because ultimately you're going to lose touch of the originality of the recipe and the taste will also be different, as we know. So there it is. It's beautiful. This beautiful fragrance is coming through. I can't. I really wish you could smell it. It's really beautiful. So basically, this is what it is. It has to be blended in a manner that there are no lumps of the curd. 1, and number 2, this should be the consistency. The idea is it should be running, or sannata dahi can be used as a side dish with your rice, any combo food with rice or any vegetable or anything. But it can also be used in a different manner. You can store it in a cool place. Cover it up, store it in a cool place, and have it whenever you wish to have it. That is after the meal or before the meal. After the meal is what I will recommend. And since it is terracotta, due to the effect of osmosis, the curd is going to remain cool. And if you wish, you want it more cooler, you can transfer this terracotta vessel to the fridge and it will remain cool. Okay, and you can have it as a curd, you can have it as a side dish, or you can have it as a drink after your meals. And believe me friends, this is going to really bring the sannata. That 12 o'clock and that lonely road, the graveyard, the castle, the bungalow, the mansion, the fort, the crows, the bats, that sannata is going to really silence all the gases in your body. So, dear friends, use this recipe and do tell me in the comments how you like this recipe. And till the time we meet again with another organic and a healthy recipe, it's thanks and bye from Chef Raj. Have a nice time, live healthy, eat healthy, stay healthy.